Hey guys, this is a preview of my Ecosystems digital interactive notebook for fifth grade. So, this notebook has both a student and an answer key version, and you can change the cover by going to Apply Layout, and you can see a few different cover options, including this one that is specific to this notebook. Then, the skills that this notebook covers are observing the way that organisms live and survive and interact with living and non living components of their ecosystem, describing the flow of energy in a food web, food chain, including the sun, producers, consumers, and decomposers, predicting the effects of changes in an ecosystem, and then actually going back to that third grade teak and reviewing what the different environments are and what their physical characteristics are and what plants and animals that they support. So the notebook starts off with the different environments and it covers forest, desert, ocean, rainforest, freshwater, grassland, and polar. And how I have it set up is that on the last two slides of this section, there's a bank of animals and a bank of plants. And there are directions for the students on how to copy the plants and animals from that page onto the page that they go on. And so then once they are finished, each environment has its information on the left-hand side with some pictures, and then on the right-hand side are some different plants and animals that are found in that environment. And again, there's forest, desert, ocean, rainforest, freshwater, grassland, polar, and then again, space for the plants and the animals. So the next section is on ecosystem interactions, and it discusses what is an interaction, reviews what are living and non-living things, and there's a sort. So when the students get this slide, those items are on the left and they have to sort them onto the right. Then there's a sort on the next page as well, for interactions with living and non-living elements. So one of the things that they have to know is if an animal is interacting with a living element of their environment or a non-living element. And then I also added a component where they highlight the words to show if they are living or non-living things. And so they have these little draggable highlight squares. And when they're finished, they can show why they put these on the living side and why they put these on the non-living side. Then the next slide is also a sort, and it's a sort between ways that animals are changing their environment and ways that animals are not changing the environment. Then it goes into the flow of energy, so the role of the sun, producers and consumers, decomposers, how energy moves, flows from producer to consumer or consumer to consumer, not from consumer to producer. And those are draggable down there. And then we go into a sort of producers, consumers, and the type of consumers and decomposers. Then there is a page where they get a food chain on the left-hand side, and on the right, a table on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, they have to create food chains based on that. Then on the next slide, they create a food web based on the table. So now not just one chain, but an entire web. And they talk about what's missing from the web is decomposers. Then on the next page, they're given a food web and they're analyzing it. So which animals are which elements are the producers, which are consumers who receive energy from producers, consumers who receive energy from both, that receive energy from only consumers, decomposers and scavengers, and then which organisms transfer the most energy. And then the last section is on changes in the ecosystem. So that covers um, different causes of population increase and decrease. So this is a sort. And then it also covers invasive species, deforestation, overpopulation of grazers, and mining. And then it finishes up with a glossary. So that is just a preview of my Ecosystems digital interactive notebook. And you can find the link to this in my Pay Teachers store in the description of this video.